Hey everyone, it's Cathy Zielske. Welcome back to my channel and the craft/dining room. Today I've got a cool Stamptember exclusive from Altenew. I haven't done a lot with layering floral stamp sets, so I'm really excited to share with you this card project today. This stamp set is an exclusive collaboration between Altenew and Simon Says Stamp as part of Stamptember. If you love this set, snag it now because when it's gone, baby, it's gone. But hopefully you can take the inspiration for any layering set and apply it to whatever you have on hand. That card project is coming up next. So here's a look at the stamp set I'll be using today. Now this is a Stamptember exclusive, which means that once this set is gone, it is gone. This is by Altenew, and I have not ever done a lot with layering florals, right? But one of the things I wanted to point out today is my focus is going to be on fussy cutting my images. There are coordinating dies available for this stamp set, which I will have everything linked below. But because I don't have them, I'm going to fussy cut. I've got my trusty scissors, and I've got some beautiful inks from Simon Says Stamp that I'm going to use to create my multi-layered stamped images. Also today, and this is something that I always forget to do, when I stamp these images, I am going to use a lighter weight cardstock. This is Neenah Solar White 80 pound in the classic Crest. The reason why, this is easier to fussy cut when you're turning and moving your paper around. So I'm hoping that I'll get good results. Fussy cutting is a great thing to do if you don't have the dies, you can't afford the dies. With a little practice, anyone can learn to do it. So let's get started with stamping. These are outlines and the fills. I am not sure yet if I'm going to do the outlines. To be honest with you, I may do them as an offset, because what I want to do is basically take the 3 layers and stamp them from lightest to darkest using my inks. So I'm going to start here with the largest background and place this here. I'm going to worry about the leaves next because I really just want to focus on doing one stamp at a time. I haven't done a lot with layered florals, as I said, so we're going to see what shakes out. This is a brand new stamp. I'm going to press it down, right? Kind of rub my hands over it. Oh, that's a good squeak. And we're going to start with my lightest ink. I just want to show you really quickly again. We have Cheeky, Blush, and Pucker. These are all designed to work together in, going from lightest to darkest. And this is a new ink from Simon Says Stamp. So I'm going to go ahead and get this inked up really well, right? Get the first coating on there, bring this to the paper, and I will be using my little Debbie tool. This is my stamp press that I use just because it's so much easier than doing that on my wrists. If you have wrist issues, there are a number of so-called pressure tools out there. I have just been using this one from the beginning and it has worked great for me. So let's take a look at our first image. Oh, that looks good. I am not going to stamp that a second time because I really do want to get this beautiful layered stamped look. And then I'm going to get, and they're actually numbered here, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that can help you. If you get a little like, oh, what do I do here? How does this all go? Now, this is the part that I get a little confused about. So I am going to see if I can line it up to the best of my ability. I think the beautiful thing too is if you don't have it perfectly framed out, that's okay, right? It's stamping. We're having some fun here. We're going to bring in our next tone, which is Blush. And I may end up stamping this one twice. I'm not sure because I know that the Pucker is such a deep red. And this may be okay with just the one pass. Let's see what happens. All right, give it a good press here. Although that looks really good through there, doesn't it? All right, let's see what happens when we pull it up. Ooh, look at that. No, I don't need to stamp that again. Look at that. Okay, now again, I just have to figure out where is that the point? Yeah, that's the point. This is the part that kind of trips me up a little, right? But I feel like maybe that little point there is the part that really gets you your image where it needs to be. I think it's getting a little there, or is it more like, no, no. We're moving, I'm getting my head in the shot. You know what? I think that's gonna be just, I'm looking, yeah, I think that'll be fine. And again, it's the look, right? We're getting a look, and now we're gonna bring in pucker. Inking this up, and bring it to the paper, and stamp. And this is the darker of this trio. Let's see what we get when we do that. Oh, look at that. Isn't that cool? I think that's beautiful. All that texture and dimension. I do not need to go any further. So the question is, do we want to outline this? I mean, I could to see what it looks like. Now, initially I wasn't going to do this, but now I'm kind of tempted because I like the idea of doing the color layers first, right? And then, let's see here if I can outline it, and then coming in with all of that goodness. Now, here's the thing. If it doesn't line up perfectly, I think that's fine. I mean, I could do this also. Oh, wait, or do I want to do it in a pretty gold? Oh, now I'm torn. What if I embossed this and did it in gold? Well, if I did that, number one, I think that would be absolutely gorgeous, and that just came to me. But number two, I'm going to have to let this ink dry, and because I don't want my powder to stick to this. So I think what I will do is move on to my leaves, and then we will do some embossing with gold. All right. Yeah, we're going for it. We are going for it. Now, did I just see a little black speck of something on here? And for this first layer, celery. Such pretty, pretty color. Oh, wait till you see this. Oh, I love it. I think this is going to be one of my new favorite green inks because it is just divine. The color is so fresh. Look at that. Look how fresh that is. This is going to be a very, I guess, clean and simple design when it's done. But these are so fun because you really can just sort of, you know, create all kinds of different looks just by mixing up your colors. You can play with reality a little. I think this will be okay. I don't know if I'm perfectly lined up. Let's take the second tone, the Lime-licious. Let's get the Lime-licious on there and stamp down that like that. Okay. Ooh, look at that. Getting those layers of dimension in there, right? All right, let's give this one a whirl. Pick that up. Always make sure too when you're doing layered stamps that you put your paper right back into the corner. Perfection. We're going to use this last green. Ink this up and bring it down like that. Okay, look at that. Lovely, more detail, but I think I'm just going to let it dry a little because I want to emboss with gold on those outlines because I think that would be beautiful. So as soon as this is dry, we'll continue. Cool way to add some visual interest with some shiny gold. Prepping that by rubbing my hand all over. I'll take my embossing magic here. Make sure this is powdered up really well, just so all the other powder, the embossing powder, just slides off nicely. We'll grab our clear embossing ink from Simon. And I think I'm going to stamp this twice just to get a really great coating. Let's bring that down and again, bring in my press tool. Add pressure like that. Press this down. Sprinkle that on like that. Can't wait to see how this looks. Oh, look at that. Okay, I think that's fine. Right? I'm going to use my heat it tool because it seems to be a gentler heat when I am embossing. Maybe you can let me know in the comments. I've been using this here and there in videos, and it takes a little bit longer to heat up, but I like to use my Pawsitively Everything tool because then I can just place this right down on my surface and wait till it starts to go. One of the things that I like about this is it seems to not have your paper work quite as heavily. Even the little bit of powder that kind of got melted in there, I think that's really pretty, isn't it? Now, when I fussy cut, I definitely like to cut pieces apart, right? So take the big pieces and, you know, maybe I'll start with the leaves because that might be a little easier, but I do like to trim, just trim off some of the excess, right? We don't need all that paper hanging around. I don't usually do this like right on camera, but we're gonna try it. So I'm gonna try to keep it in focus here. And here's what I'm going to do. When I fussy cut, I try to remember to turn my paper and not my scissors. Now with an image like this, I think it's going to be a little easier, right? And I try to keep it going smoothly like that. I'm showing you this in real time. I have shown fussy cutting in videos that I sped up, but I think, and sometimes I'll just do that too. Then I can breathe, I can have a little break, and I try to keep the turns smooth if I can. Now this is actually very easy to cut out. I could probably do another batch of this off camera. I might, if I need more greenery, and I might. This actually looks really good. Now, are dies easier? Well, of course they are. And the thing that dies give you too, they give you that awesome sort of beveled edge that adds a little texture, rounding it to home and cut. Now that is not bad. Did pretty good on that. I'm going to show you another thing that's a great little tip. First things first, this paper is just easier to cut because it's lighter weight, and it's still going to be great for my card. But if you've ever fussy cut something and something looks a little wonky or an edge isn't smooth, you can just take a bone folder and just kind of go over. The Teflon bone folder is my favorite for this. It will kind of smooth out any little janky areas and really helps to make your piece look wonderful. I'm going to cut this one out off camera and hopefully I won't be swearing too much. I'm kidding. Or am I? All right, I wanted to show you this cut. And I like that generous bit of white, but actually something like that's pretty easy to cut out because of the sort of organic free-flowing edge anyway. I think it's much more forgiving. So yeah, that looks pretty good, right? Fussy cutting. All right, I think I'll do another leaf. So I've got an extra set of leaves here, and I'm not exactly sure what I'm going to do here. Haven't quite figured it out, right? Am I gonna have a couple in here? I'm not 100% sure. But I do know this. I want to take one of the stamps, this one, and add some detail to this. And what I would like to do is I would like to have some gold coming out like that, like right about there, okay? I'm gonna pick that up and get these out of the way, and I'm just gonna do an opposite corner stamping. Just gonna powder this up, right? Ink that up really well. Okay, press. Gonna do it one more time just to get some good coverage, like that. And now, just for fun, I'm gonna take my cardstock and flip it so that I will have this little flourishy leaf thing, this little sprig, in perfectly opposing corners. And we'll just sprinkle that on. Let's get a little bit like that. Okay, so I have two sprigs in opposing corners. And I think this is gonna be cute. I can't say for 100%, right? You never know until you try. What is it? You miss 90% of the shots you don't take? No, 100%. 90%. No, It's more than that. 100% of the shots you don't take. So that's how we do it. There we go. Powder's melting. It's very pretty. So we have some nice shine. And again, look at that. Very little warpage. So now I'm kind of looking at the vibe of this card. I am definitely going to take one of my A2 dies, but not a big one, not like, well, and actually I might not even use all the leaves. I might not, because I have to still do my greeting. Popped some foam tape on the back. I am going to make sure this is perfectly corner to corner, right like that. I'll add a little bit of tape, and I'm going to go ahead and run that through my die cut machine off camera to cut this perfect panel. So I'm going to work on my greeting, like my little sub greeting here, or my main greeting. I think, you know what, I'm tempted to either do "You Are Amazing" or "Happy Birthday." So I'll stamp them both, and that way, you know, whichever one looks best, that's the one I'll use. So let's really powder up our cardstock, and this is the black cardstock from Simon Says Stamp. And just ink up with my embossing ink. Don't want to double stamp such delicate greetings. In fact, I don't even know if I want to use my press tool. Sometimes you just want to give it a little kiss, give it a little kiss. So you can see it transfer, right? But not too hard, because then you want to make sure you preserve all that goodness. My gold powder here, because we're on a theme, right? We're keeping it on a theme. I could have done white too, right? Because white would have looked nice, but I love the look of gold powder on black cardstock. I think it is so nice. I never think to put enough embossing magic on it, because it just grabs powder like nobody's business. I'm going to trim this down with my sentiment labels because I love these so much. So I'll go run that through my die cut machine. Be right back, and we'll start putting the card together. Let us make a card base. And this will be a US A2 card. So this piece right now, 4 1/4 by 11. And we will fold this down to be 4 1/4 wide by 5 1/2 tall. Okay, and now, and I will pop this down. Oh, I gotta move it offset. Sometimes my black mat makes it hard for me to visualize. Okay, and pop that down. So I've got my nice texture of the tone on tone. And now let's bring this in. And I like the idea that this would be hanging off. Now I cut two. I decided to cut both of them. I had a bit of a slip on the when I was cutting it out. So actually, "You Are Amazing" cut better than "Happy Birthday." See that? It's not perfectly, yeah. And I think, I mean, I could do, you know, something like that. Let me grab a little of this Doris, because I wonder if this is, oh yeah, that piece will work. Pop this on the back, because that's going to give me a nice bit of dimension where that can meet. What do you think? Because I think I'm trying to find a, oh, wait though, wait a second. Oh, okay. Okay. Yep. I am going to remove that, remove this, and I'm just going to use my Simon dot runner here. It's a wonderful adhesive that's going to be just great for this. Where's my tweezers though? Hold that down. I'm going to pop that in, because what I want is, I do want that to extend into the margin there. I like when things break planes like that. I promise you, once we get going here. All right, so that's going to be here, all right? And that guy is going to be here. Yeah, because then that gives us more green, right? And that's pretty, and that overlaps. You know, though, I wonder if I should just pick this up a little bit. It might be too late, or it might not. Oh no, I can pick it up, because it's not permanent until it's permanent. I kind of want there. I don't want that covered up, okay? Putting a little liquid here just so I have some wiggle room, right? Don't want it to, I kind of want it to be a little offset like that. Kind of nestled into the center of my pretty leaves, right? Popping that down, a little dabble do ya, little strip of liquid. Again, just for some time. Just gonna pop it right there, like that. Okay, let's take a look and see if that's straight. That looks pretty straight. Press. Oh, I think that turned out really cute. And now I have one more thought for this card, and that is gold foil confetti. Let's pop this open with some things like that. Maybe one medium, one small. Oh, that's cute, right? And then come up here and do 4 and 5. That, maybe that. So we get a little bit of shine framing out. I think that's cute. I think we're gonna do it. I've never been this devil may care with my, actually, what about that? Would that be better? Because then you're kind of getting the, like that maybe, yeah. Or do we want 3 at the top? Because that way, then we have 3 and 3 mirroring each other like that. Oh, let's get some down there. Boop. 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 Nice. Boop. See, you can cluck and boop. Now that's new. I used to cluck a lot as a graphic designer. Oh, let's pop that bubble. Boop. So you can cluck and boop. Oh, I love it. That is so fun. And again, I'm just proud of my fussy cutting, right? Look how pretty that is. You don't even know that I don't have the dies for this. That is a big ornate floral with a lot of shine on the card. I think that is a lovely card project. You can find all of the supplies for this card project linked in the description box below. Remember, if you love this Altenew set, it is a limited edition for Stamptember, and once this set is gone, well, it's gone for good. Thanks so much for watching today. I would love to have you become a subscriber to my YouTube channel. And if you do subscribe, be sure to hit the gray bell below the video so that you don't miss the next time I post. Here are a couple other videos that you might be interested in watching. Thanks so much and have a great day.